Hi guys, this is Nimisha and you're most welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to tell you about some of the must-have books during the first year for your kids. The books which I'm going to list out, they might seem a bit grown up for the kids, but the thing is that these books actually grow with the kids. So these have beautiful illustrations and they're bold, colorful, and they have a lot of textures, so kids love them for those initially, and as you keep reading the books to them and you pinpoint the pictures to them, gradually they come to associate those words with the pictures, so it really helps in building up their vocabulary, and with time they actually associate the concept which has been presented in the book pretty well. The first book which I'm going to tell you about is the one which I introduced to my kid during his tummy time. This is the book. It's called Baby Touch Flip Flap book. It is extremely colorful and it has a lot of textures. As you can see, there is fur, there are sparkles, there are cutout portions. The entire book is extremely, as you can see, shiny and full of contrast and bold colors. So this book has been an absolute hit with my son. I have actually gifted it to quite a few kids around and it has been an absolute hit with them as well. So I would say this is a must-have. And these guys make a lot of similar books, so I guess you can have your pick. The second book that I would recommend is a classic called Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. Now when I first got this book, I was not quite sure if my son would enjoy it, but it is classic for a reason. This is, I think, a great book to be read before bedtime. The entire book is in rhyming, and in this book there's a great green room and you gradually say goodnight to the room and all the objects in it. I think it's a very beautiful, calming book which kids really enjoy. The third book that I would recommend is an Eric Carle book called Brown Bear, What Do You See? It's a lovely book and it will introduce your kids to a lot of animals. The book goes on like this. Brown bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. And so it goes on. It's one of those great first books which you can introduce to your kids. They would learn about animals, they would learn about color, and it has like some really beautiful illustrations, colorful, big, bold illustrations. So definitely go for this. The fourth book that I would recommend is again an Eric Carle book called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Now this is such a beautiful book. You can introduce it to your kids during their first year. My kid is now 2 years old and he still absolutely loves this book. There is so much to be learned from it. This book illustrates how a caterpillar pops out of a little egg and then he's really hungry and then he goes on to eat a lot of different fruits during different weekdays. So it's a great book to introduce them to various fruits, number of fruits, days of the week, also about eating habits, what is healthy, what is not, and how a caterpillar turns into a beautiful butterfly, which is the end of the book. I think every kid deserves to have this book and I think it's a must-have. So for during those times when babies would put everything in their mouth, it's great to have some cloth books. So this one is Baby Touch Snuggle book. It's made of cloth. I would just throw it in the washing machine. It would come out clean and I would not have any worries. I like this one because this is again extremely bright. It has a lot of textures, as you can see. It also crinkles. Another cloth book that you can definitely get is Dr. Seuss' The Cat in the Hat. It's a really cute book. It's about the cat doing tricks. You can read it out loud to your kids and they would definitely enjoy this. There are 3 great flip-flap books that I would recommend. First one is Dear Zoo by Rod Campbell. Now this book goes like this. I wrote to the zoo to send me a pet, so they sent me an elephant. It was too big, so I sent him back. So they sent me a giraffe. It was too tall, so I sent him back. And so it goes. So this teaches kids a lot about different animals, the adjectives which you can associate with them, like elephant is big, giraffe is tall, lion is fierce, and snake is scary. And they just love lifting up the flaps in this book. It's a very nice book. Another super cute flip-flap book which you can introduce during the first year is Where is Baby's Belly Button by Karen Katz. My son absolutely loved it. It goes on like this. Where are baby's eyes? Under the hat. Where is baby's mouth? Behind the cup. So this will teach baby about different body parts and also words like behind, under the. The third flip-flap book which I would really recommend is Where is Spot? This is another classic where a mom is searching for her puppy and she looks everywhere including behind the door and she finds various animals who tell her no, Spot is not here. Ultimately she ends up finding Spot in a basket. Busy books are great purchases during the first year. I got one by Cubs and Calves. I think it's a really fun book. On the first page you can do peekaboo activity with your kid. Then there is a duck on the next page which can actually swim in water. It goes on to an alligator who can talk, and then there are ice cream scoops. You can actually take off the scoops and you can count them and put them back. So these are great activity books. This one is again made of cloth and you can wash them, so it's perfect for the first year. Another great book to have during baby's first year is The Wonderful Things You Will Be. Now this book basically tells your kid the great things that they can be when they grow up. They can be brave, wise, bold, and the book ends with you telling them that no matter what, you will always love them. I would recommend to have during baby's first year is 10 Little Fingers and 10 Little Toes. It's an adorable book. My baby loved seeing other babies illustrated in this book. So this book is all about how babies of different ethnicities, they all have 10 little fingers and 10 little toes, and it takes you to your own baby and how he also has 10 little fingers and 10 little toes and 3 little kisses at the tip of his nose. My baby loved this book so much, he would come to me always for those 3 little kisses at the tip of his nose. My last recommendation would be such word books. These are great for building vocabulary of young babies. We can just show them the picture and gradually they come to associate the pictures with words, and I found them really useful. The way I introduced books to my baby was I would read the books to him. I would also keep it under him during tummy time, and because of the beautiful colors he would get all excited. He would like beat the book sometimes. I used to hand him cloth book like any other toy, and he used to love the texture, and he would turn the pages at times or bite it also. And then I used to read books to him, pinpoint at the pictures, and gradually he has come to love all those books. And a lot of books which I introduced to him during when he was an infant of like 6 months old, and he's 2 years old now, and he still loves some of those books. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and you found it useful. If you did find it useful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!